If you thought the Terminator timeline was weird, prepare for it to get far worse with Terminator Genisys.
I look at each of you, and I see the marks of this long and terrible war. If we die tonight, mankind dies with us. The machine sent a Terminator back to the time before the war to kill my mother, Sarah Connor.
Sir, let me save her.
What you're doing right now, this is the end of the war.
I'd love to change the world, but I don't know what to do.
What we see is basically the setting up of the original Terminator, but with some hugely retconned details, which makes sense now because of time machines, and maybe additional time machines, enough time machines to confuse me greatly. So I'm going to mostly ask questions this time instead of give projections as to what I think is happening. So Kyle Reese is sent back to 1984 from what I assume is 2029, and pretty much exactly the same mirrored scene. And he finds that she is not a gentle and scared little flower. And what we talked about before with Arnold working in the old Arnold somehow, which is, it doesn't super make sense, but if Arnold wants to be in it, then yeah, let's make it happen. So she has been raised by him to be a badass instead of not knowing anything what she is doing. And they've gotten rid of the original timeline of the T-800 in the first one, I think. And then I'm not really clear if there are 2 or 3 Arnolds, or T-800s rather, because there's a white-haired one, a brown-haired one that's older, and then the younger brown-haired one, which we know to have been destroyed in some way, maybe the same as the first movie, not clear. So there are several allusions back to the original Terminator, one of which is to have the T-1000 have his eye get repaired like the Robert Patrick version, though slightly faster. Could be a consequence of it being a trailer, could be a consequence of the machines getting better and more improved because he turned his arm into a blade and then also a javelin, which is great. There are a lot of callbacks to the original Terminator films with the lines, "I'll be back." And then we also have Sarah now saying, "Come with me if you want to live," because she is a badass. Khaleesi, I need to mention that Emilia Clarke was so good in this teaser. I liked her a lot, and it was a good move to cast such a badass, fire-surviving, cow heart-eating, eyebrow machine as as Sarah Connor, as the new badass Sarah Connor, rather. I'm a little curious to see there was a little bit of a little girl, Sarah Connor, with her new Terminator dad, and I would like to see how that worked out. We haven't seen Matt Smith yet. We saw him on magazine covers, but it's not really clear who he is and how he figures in because he's not in the trailer. There are so many questions, as I've mentioned, about the sideways, overlapping, retconned timelines. I would like to see a mess of a timeline made by someone perhaps on Reddit of where exactly is all this going. And we have yet to see if this will prove to make the Terminator series have mostly bad or mostly good Terminator films. What did you think of the trailer? And did I miss anything? I most assuredly did because I am so confused. Let me know below in the comments and please be sure to subscribe.